Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to basically a prototype. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So, what do y'all make of this big angle they're now running in AEW that we saw this past week on Dynamite with the Elite launching the attack on Kenny Omega and basically having a lot of shades of the NWO, this hostile takeover type of vibe that we've seen every promotion pretty much up until this point do before in some form or another, where this one in AEW ranks compared to the rest is yet to be determined, but I'm curious to know what you guys think or your initial thoughts of this are so far. I gotta be honest, I'm kind of into it so far. It's nice to see AEW really do a big angle, a big storyline. Their top angle and top storyline in the company right now is this one. And, some people argue that should involve the world champion. Hopefully Swerve's run will not suffer, any ill effects from this angle taking up a lot of the top, TV main events and whatnot. So hopefully, Swerve can still have a good run and this angle can thrive at the same time. I don't see any reason why it can't. So hopefully that won't be an issue there. But in terms of, what the Bucks and Okada and now Jack Perry are doing, does have a lot of those NWO vibes, but I feel like this angle might have been like halfway created organically, because I don't know if we'd be sitting right here right now with this angle if it weren't for the Cry Me a River comment at All In that led to the fight, that led to CM Punk's departure, that led to the scapegoat character, that led to the Elite becoming ultra heels and Tony Khan getting on TV a little bit more. It was almost like the Bret Hart effect from 1997 that put Vince and a lot of stuff behind the scenes in front of the camera. So I'm not sure if we would really have this angle right now. If it weren't for all of that, we might be in a completely different situation. So in terms of them going this route, I'm willing to give it a chance. And so far, I'm slightly intrigued. Now, when Tony Khan said that he wasn't able to travel to Dynamite due to his injury, that's when we had almost like an Uncle Howdy type of glitch on the screen, and the Bucks then showed up in the production truck, and they informed us that in the event that Tony Khan cannot make the show, that all of the responsibilities fall on them and they are next in line and they are in charge. So they are going to be running Dynamite tonight, and they opened up with a really awesome new intro that was very Monday Night Raw-ish, almost like a Nickelback feel or something, but I liked it. Very high energy, although it only featured Elite members. If Dynamite is going to stick with this, it would be nice to see the whole roster incorporated into this, but I did like the intro, and that was a pretty good start. And then later on in the show, when Kenny Omega came out, Dynamite was in Winnipeg, by the way, so Kenny is coming out in his hometown. Most of us sniffed out last week that he was going to be attacked by the Elite here, so no real surprise there. In terms of how it was executed, I thought it was terrific. Justin Roberts did the whole Kenny Omega intro, complete with the North Carolina and everything. He came out there, he looked great, talked to the Winnipeg audience and talked about the severity of his diverticulitis and talked about how any blunt force trauma to his abdomen or midsection could kill him at any time. So he is not completely ready to come back to action yet. These are things that, if you follow the online stuff, we had already kind of read. So we knew Dynamite wasn't going to be a full-blown return for Kenny. That's why a lot of us had the Elite attacking him on our radar. So after Kenny, who is just a terrific guy, and we wish him the best here on the channel, gives his heartfelt medical update to the audience, out comes Kazuchika Okada. He's the first one to come out. There's that awesome face-to-face between the two of them, and, health pending, and if everything goes as perfectly as possible for Kenny Omega, would love to get Omega Okada at All In. That would be something else. But I think Kenny Omega still has some road ahead of him in his recovery, but getting that face-off between the two was pretty badass. So they exchange a few words, and then from behind, through the crowd, behind Kenny Omega, in comes Jack Perry, nails Kenny Omega from behind. Okada goes out to get a chair, and Omega is able to fend off Jack Perry, take the chair away from him, and then Okada trips Kenny's foot from the outside, allowing Perry to come in and nail Kenny Omega in the stomach with the chair. He crumples down into a heap. Out come the Bucks, concerned, right? And we know what's going to happen. They come into the ring, they help up Kenny Omega, one on each side. Of course, EVP trigger, boom, Kenny Omega's head gets taken off, and then they lift him back up, and Okada is about to give him a Rainmaker until FTR come out and make the save, run off the Elite, and the show goes off the air with Kenny Omega being loaded onto a stretcher. So then Rampage starts, and I think, right, isn't it Rampage? Don't they go right into Rampage? And they are wheeling Kenny Omega out of the arena, and the Elite attack in the parking garage, knock out FTR, and then they take the stretcher and tip it over, and Kenny Omega falls to the concrete. Oh my God. So curious to see what you guys think about this. Do you think this is has a chance to be something good? Do you think this is an absolute doomed to fail? Or, is this something that you're interested in? And what are the positives that you think can come out of this? Is this a way? Do you see star-making potential for Jack Perry if everything goes right here? I think if everything goes perfectly and they continue to gain heat and you get enough fans hating them in the right way, this could turn out to be one of AEW's big angles. And I think they are really in desperate need of kind of a new era, kind of like how WWE's going through right now, and the Paul Levesque era and the Triple H era, and everything feels better and new, and pay-per-views are better, and WrestleMania's fun again, and the talent is happy. And we hear all these good things in WWE land, despite that disgusting lawsuit that not only Vince McMahon, but the company itself is also named in. Despite all of that, things are pretty good in WWE land. And I think AEW is in desperate need of some sort of just new life and new feeling, and bringing back, their old vibe, mission statement type of thing. And I think they've made attempts to do that, but haven't gotten there yet. So is this an angle that you believe, combining this with a brand new champion in Swerve Strickland, provided both get the proper TV time and pushes, and you don't prioritize one too much over the other? I think that this can be that new era if everything goes well. So as a fan of both wrestling companies, as a fan who's not tribal at all, I'm rooting for AEW. I hope this works out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Good talking to you. Peace.